This isn't gonna work well.
It's fun.
Sometimes he's naughty. Sometimes he's nice. But every time he's Dirt Guy. It's Dirt Guy Drive Time with your host, Dirt Guy. Hey everybody, welcome to another iPhone edition of Dirt Guy Drive Time. That's right, the iPhone is back on the rearview mirror because whilst I remember to bring my camera today, what I didn't bring was a little doohickey that I mounted to the car with. So, good thing I got a plan B, right? Hey, so thank you for your comments and your concerns on yesterday's video. It gets weirder. It gets more dramatic. I'm punctuating my week with another big story. But before we get there, some of you were asking how I managed to get my F-150 into outer space and into warp drive to fly around like I was doing in yesterday's video. And the thing is, it's kind of technical, but I'll give you like a real shotgun version of it. First of all, I was in my F-150, not this little piece of crap. And I put a green screen over the back window because I knew that as I'm talking and stuff, my hand would be passing over that area, and you know. But for the rest of it, I took a still frame shot of the inside of the truck, and then I went into Photoshop and I cut out where all the windows are so they're see-through, they're clear. There's no background there. And then I laid those on top of each other, got rid of the green screen, and put the Starfield background behind it. Boom, I have an F-150 in space, baby. Oh yeah, that's what I did. I did some other things like tweak the lighting in Adobe Premiere to kind of give it like a little darker look to it and stuff. It was kind of fun. But then if you notice, if you listen closely, you hear like the sound of the engines of the spaceship underneath it. What I did there is I took this traffic noise that you hear, and I basically stretched it out so it played like really slow. Like instead of like this, it was like that kind of thing. And reduced the volume on it, made a nice rumble in the background. So I put all that together, and there you go. There's your tech moment on how to do work in the F-150. I couldn't have done it if I was driving because the two shots would be bouncing around and stuff. So anyway, I've always wanted to do that, so I did it. One thing I forgot to tell you about yesterday's Twilight Zone episode is that when I got up in the morning and I heard the little chirp chirp of the alarm, I was like, nah, that sucks. And then I walked outside to have a smoke and drink my morning coffee, and the moment I opened my front door, a wild animal ran into my house. I ain't lying. Well, it turns out it wasn't really a wild animal. It was my terrier, my little boy terrier, Bentley. The little bastard was outside all night in the front yard, sleeping on the porch. And we don't know for the life of us how he got out there. Maybe he's one of those guys that can sort of pass through a wall or something. I was just frightened, frankly. The gate was locked. The garage doors were closed. I don't know how he got out. But he was out there all night, little guy. I mean, he's only about this big. He thinks he's bigger than that, though. If you ever get a chance to go over to the Dirt Guy Media channel, one of my other channels, you can watch a video I made called My Dog's a Thug. And I'll put a link to it in the description just for the hell of it. But it's a rap video I made featuring himself and myself as well. So that added to the weird factor. All these problems I've been having, the dog sleeping outside some kind of mysterious way, and then everything else. And so then I made that video yesterday, uploaded it, and that was all cool and nice. And then Cindy and I were eating dinner. Cindy Brown, the queen of everything, my wife, we were eating dinner. And I saw that my assistant superintendent had left me a voicemail. Well, he left it at about 7 o'clock. And I didn't have this phone with me. So I'm like, well, if he's calling me, it can't be good. It's just, why not? Throw another turd on the pile. Why not? And sure enough, it wasn't. He said, did you hear the news? And I'm like, what news? He goes, governor shut down the state. I predicted this would happen, people. The governor of the state of California, our fine governor that I just not a fan of at this point, thinks it's in our best interest for everyone to stop working, except grocery stores and stuff like that. But stay home, can't go to work. Well, we had a plan in place. My boss and I, where when either our county or we had no idea the state was going to do it, decided to shut everything down. We had a protocol that we were going to follow, and so I did. I dispatched an email to all my higher-ups saying in the next 30 minutes I will be sending an email to the owners of our project and the architects and everyone, telling them that tomorrow we are going to work to strip it of all the temp power and lighting, store it, take all the important stuff out of the trailer, lock it, and shut the job down. And so, you know, I wasn't real thrilled with that call. It's kind of like that day you figured would come, but you just hoped it wouldn't. You just thought, yeah, maybe there's a chance. No, it came. And so there you go. And needless to say, my wife, Cindy Brown, and I are both connected to construction. She's in the supply chain, and I'm in the build-it chain. And our livelihoods are based on that. Now, I have reasonable assurance from my big bosses that my job is safe, and that's cool because I want my job, bitches. Not cool for my team because there's I don't know if I don't know what they will do with my team. I can't run this thing alone, and not only that, my team's got family to feed too, people. So and Cindy's worried that, you know, her company she works for is commission driven. Her boss gets paid commission on sales. If people aren't building stuff, nobody's buying stuff to put in, and their commissions go down, and I always got to let my wife go. It wasn't a good night at the Brown house, people, and I'm not making that up. So neither one of us wanted to go to bed, and yet we both wanted to go to bed, but we didn't. We stayed up. I'll be honest with you, we chain smoked and we chain drank, frankly, until we managed to get ourselves to the point where it was go to bed or die. And so I did a little bit more midweek drinking than I would normally do. I try to be responsible with that, but the shock of it was a little overwhelming. So we went to bed, but I did not sleep well. All I could think about was going to work, dealing with tearing the job down, the uncertainty of the future at this point, a wrecked economy, because apparently the solution to killing a virus is wrecking your freaking economy. I understand. The idea is you need to contain the spread of the virus, stop it from happening. And there are people whose lives are actually depend on that decision being carried out. I get that, and I am in 100% agreement with it. But rather than lock us all in our homes where we can't work and send us a little bit of scratch, take all that money and use it to protect the high-risk people until this freaking thing blows over, and then we'll still have an economy when it's over. I am not happy about this decision. Anyway, I was driving to work. I was just feeling like crap. I got to work, and I told all my team via text, everyone needs to be hands on deck, 6 a.m. We're going to shut this bitch down. So we're talking about it. About 10 minutes after 6, the owner of my company calls me. He never calls me. He calls my boss's boss, who calls my boss, who calls me. He never calls me directly. And I looked at my assistant superintendent, I said, this can't be good. That's twice this can't be good phone calls I got in 12 hours. And so my big boss asked me, what are you doing? What do you mean, sir? Why are you shutting down the job? Because that's the plan, sir. Who told you to do that? Well, we've been working on it for a while. We have a protocol in place in case because of what the governor did, and we're not supposed to go to work. And he goes, well, nobody ran that by me. Sorry, sir. I said, I call him sir a lot because I have a great deal of respect for this man. I said, sir, my presumption was, as all of this was going down, and that you folks in the main office were having, closed doors meetings about this, and that's where this was being driven from. He goes, well, I'm sure they're having meetings, but I wasn't included in any of them. He says,
basically, he says, I'll put it in Steve's terms. He didn't say this, but he said in so many words, I've had my head up my ass trying to get us a $250 million job in Hawaii all week. I've been buried in that. I've been trying to get us more work, and I got people that are stopping the work we have. I said, well, sir, the thing from the government and all that, he goes, listen to me, I'm not going to let I won't tell you what he called him. I won't let some governor tell me how to run my freaking company. Okay, sir. He was really pissed off. And he's a really kind, kind of benign kind of man, kind of gentle. He was pissed off. And so I'm caught in the middle of it, baby. I've got the owners of the project saying, you need to keep working. I got my big boss saying, what the hell's going on? I got the governor saying, stop working. So come the end of the day, the boss told me, listen, until you hear from me, you keep that job open. Business as usual. All right. So here's the deal. I have an order from the governor of the state I live in that says, you're not allowed to go to work. And I was in agreement with my big boss. He says, what do you want to do? I said, I tell you what, I want to get my butt to work every day. And I want this crew to come to work every day because most of these guys get paid hourly. And they ain't going to get paid. I said, I don't understand how wrecking the economy is the cure for this crisis. And he goes, me neither. I like the way you think, Steve. Yeah, see, now I'm getting points on the deal, baby. Hey, did you see how close that guy was to me? Or did I go into his lane? I don't know. So there's that. So basically, here's the story. We're working, period. And the city of Santa Clarita, which is the city that I'm working in, will actually have to show up at my job site with the sheriff's deputies and tell me to stand down before I will. That's the way it is. Nobody can force the employees to go to work right now, but the employers are like, hey, screw this virus. I got a family to feed. The upside to this situation is because there's all kinds of construction jobs shutting down around here, I'm getting all kinds of manpower, man. You should have seen the size of the crew on my job today. There's people everywhere. But another cool thing about it is we're talking about, 30 times 4 is 120,000, like 160,000 square feet of hotel, right? Not including the site, with 100 guys. So they're working all over that place. Very few people are closer than 6 feet to each other. It's just not the way the job's being conducted. Plus, everyone is conscious of the whole 6 feet, and they're all staying away. So we're not transmitting the damn virus. We're earning a living. We're not contributing to the panic. We're not contributing to wrecking the economy. That's where I'm at on the deal. I'm pretty happy with it. One final note, the owner of the hotel sent through a deal that showed that there's an exemption from this don't go to work thing. And it has to do with grocery stores and all that. But it's also the hotel industry is exempt. He said, see, and we're building a hotel, so there you go. And, I didn't respond to it. I'll let someone else do it because we're not closing the job. But it's like, hey, brother, I am not in the hotel industry. I am in the construction industry. When I hand you the friggin' keys, you're in the hotel industry. Until then, I'm in the construction industry. It doesn't work that way, baby. So, come the end of the day, my weird week has been punctuated by fear, anxiety, mass hysteria, a rebellious thing. I like being a rebel. What do you think the Mohawks for? I'm rebelling against the government. Yeah. Down with the man, or some saying. I don't know, keep calm and wipe on. That's what I like. So there you go. I have no idea what to expect this weekend. I do believe I'm going to be working in the hobby room quite a bit. I got some stuff to do for Cindy Brown, the queen of everything, my wife. And we decided to start using the Terriers as toilet paper because you just wash them off. And some of them like a hair color change occasionally. Anyway, we try to accommodate them. So there you go. Bob's your uncle. Rebellion in place. Anarchy is next. Well, okay, not anarchy. You know what's going to happen? YouTube's going to thumbs down this video. You watch. Woo, I'm on a bumpy spot. Oh, you feeling that? You feeling me? It's bumpy. It's like an earthquake. We got panic. We got earthquakes. We got economies being wrecked. And all the ships at sea. So I think that is about it. I have made it halfway home in the time it takes me to go to the first piece of traffic. So this is amazing. I will see you all Monday morning, regardless of where I am or what I'm doing, as long as I have a pulse. And until then, my name is Steve Brown. Keep calm. calm and wipe on.